never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise, I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters, and we ain't got nothing to hide.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome into Pregaming here at Sports Money, Monday to Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern. You know the deal. Rain, sleet, or snow, we are good to go. Man, it felt like it was going to be snowing this morning. It was about 30 degrees when I got up here, and whoo, that's chilly. Let me tell you, that is chilly. It's been chilly all day. But we're going to heat the card up tonight. We've got action across the board. What a great little Wednesday card we have with the NHL, college basketball. The NBA's got a full card again for us. And look, some action is back in play. A little college football action tonight. Looking to bounce back. Not our finest performance last night. I'll say probably the highlight was a near miss. I don't know if you guys caught it or not, but the first basket props firing. So it was so much fun. I ran it again. We hit 3 of 4 and try to run it back here tonight. So we've got another 4-legger out there on the community tab. I've got another NHL goal scoring prop out there as well. So kind of made a decision here that when, I like these things, they're low investment, high returns, a little fun, mess around money. So as long as we have a full card, or we'll say more than like 5 games, then I'll craft something together for us that you can find on the community tab. Why not have a scratch off to get a big score? That always makes the evening a lot more fun. I always like looking at the goal scoring props too. Like, who scored it? How many more do I need? Who's got what? Let's see what's going on. It's just a fun little way to get through the evening. So I was disappointed, 3 of 4. And I forgot who it was that DM'd me, but said, hey, even Jalen Smith got it. But he was the second basket scorer, not the first basket scorer. So we were damn close. But we'll see if we can't run it back again tonight. Going to be fun. Going to be a fun card. We're going to have a special guest joining us tonight. Special intro on Wednesday for this guy, Sharp Capper. He's been around the channel before. You guys know him. You love him. And he's going to drop in here and give us a couple college basketball looks. He might even have some inside information on the Mike Tyson Jake Paul battle that's going to be on Friday. So fun card, fun day lined up tonight. 3 NHL games. We'll go Toronto Maple Leafs, Washington Capitals, Detroit Red Wings, Pittsburgh Penguins. We got the Vegas Golden Knights and the Anaheim Ducks. Action and Maction. I think it's 2. I think I've got 2 games lined up there for us. Although I'm damn close on the third one. I don't know. Maction's been tricky for me, so we'll see what happens. We started out firing, kind of took a lull, took a fall back last night particularly. Then we're going to go to the NBA. I've got 2 spots in the NBA. I might have a third. I might get to a third for us here today if you guys are so interested in betting in the association. There's a lot of, I'm going to tell you this. First look at that card in the NBA tonight. One word, that word was under. Almost every game looked like it could easily go under the number. When I say easily, I mean like 8 to 10 points under the number. Got 2 college basketball plays in there for us. We're going to go Richmond Spiders in Charlotte. We're going to go Minnesota, them Golden Gophers in North Texas, making that road trip to the land of disease and sickness that is right now. So lots of fun. I told you guys we've got the player prop parlays are out there. So the NHL goal scoring parlay today is, let's see. Today the parlay is just about, it's about 90 to 1, almost 91 to 1. It's five legs out there. And then the NBA first basket prop. Wow. I mean, look at that. That's just a monster. That's going to be a monster if that thing hits. So appreciate you guys that did hit the thumbs up on that stuff. I do appreciate that. It means a lot. It helps us, first of all, crack the algorithm, but showing that it's something you guys want, and we'll give you guys what it is that you want. So within reason, of course, within reason. But we're just getting ready, ramped up and geared up for this weekend here. We've got on deck tonight, we'll get into First Strike with the fellas, the Apex Predators of the Octagon. Tomorrow, going to try to get a little college football for the weekend. Going to try to get back into breaking the huddle. And then Friday, we'll get to the NFL prop shop. Saturday, we have the Monster UFC stream, 309 in MSG. That's going to be a lot of fun. Breaking news. They're going back to the old gloves. So if you missed knockouts, Saturday is probably going to be the fun spot to get involved with here. And of course, Thursday night football. So we're just gearing up. A couple down days, get everything back in order. And away we go as we fire off here. So appreciate you guys coming in, rocking with us. You know the deal. It's that point of the show. We need your support. You can support us multiple ways. One, become a member. We have crossed the 900 subscriber threshold. That's so exciting. So exciting to see that we're over 900 subs right now. But you can certainly become a member. We're listener supported, so we need you guys. All these tools, all these technology, all these things that we're bringing to the table. We're eating the expense on your behalf. So if you could kindly become a member, if you haven't done so already, please do so. More important than anything, paramount to this whole thing is you guys hitting that thumbs up button. Just shows YouTube you like what's going on, and it will recommend us to like-minded individuals. So if you haven't done so at this point, close the comment section out. Hit that thumbs up button, and then pop back in here and let's get to work. Only takes a second. That's why that song's so darn short. It's not Linkin Park, although it sounds like it. So let's go, you guys. Appreciate everybody coming to hang out tonight at Pregaming here with Sports Money. It's going to be a fun evening. We got to keep it moving. Want to get this thing moving faster down the track so we can get out of here earlier and get you guys out there to make those bets faster. And then get back and enjoy. Enjoy your evenings. Watch your action. It's hump day. We're smack dab in the middle of this thing, and couldn't be more excited than what we have with the card tonight. In fact, we have some later NHL starts, 7:30. So there's plenty of time to crack into this thing, but we got to keep it moving. So let's do just that. If you guys, as I mentioned, haven't done so, hit that thumbs up button. Get your pen and paper ready. It's time. We're going to fire away. The best chat in all of YouTube assembles here at 6 p.m. They're ready to go. They're going to share their best bets with you guys. You're going to want to write them down. The trends, the angles, the takeaways, the considerations that come in when you've got a future look ahead spot. All that stuff gets shared here. Everyone's doing their work all day on the card, grinding away, letting it marinate. Now they're coming in to share those best bets, and it's time to fire. Of course, make sure you do throw your plays in the chat. We want to comment on those plays. Try to read off all of them for you guys. I love to see what you guys are on. You guys are sharp MFers. So I want to see what you guys are cooking tonight. Shout out to Joe T. Commenter numero uno. And he's got an over for you. Jover's got an over. Avalanche and the Ducks first period over 1.5. A little juicy. But he's going to fire. I don't think it's the Avalanche. I think it's the Kings. Are you hybrid? Are you going to parlay them both? Are you parlaying them both? I don't think so. I think he's looking. I don't know what I'm going to guess. He's looking at the Vegas and Ducks game. I'm going to guess. Shout out to Andrew G. Says, fly, Eagles, fly. It's going to be a fun night tomorrow. Tomorrow night. Might be a little more low-key. But what are we going to do? Not watch the Eagles play the Commanders live on Thursday Night Football? Get out of here. Stop it. You know better. You guys know better. Shout out to you, Andrew G., my dude. Let's go. Shout out to new NJ Striker. He's rocking with us. Shout out to NJ Striker. That dude blast that thumbs up on the comments button. I see that. I see it. They give me a report of who's popping that thumbs up button. I like to look. I'm an analytical individual. And NJ Striker leads the way. So we appreciate you, NJ Striker, my brother. Let's cash some tickets, he says. Shout out to Silent Rob, like commenter number 4. Like button presser number 4. Going to be a lot of fun getting after it with you boys. Let's go. Gonzo, he's in the house. He's ready to roll. He's got his model. I saw it. He's fired. Diligent MFer as he is. Very analytical, very sharp-minded analytical individual. Likes the Capitals. He likes Carolina in regulation as well in the NHL. He's taking it to lace the skates up. The Texas boy's going to lace the skates up and take to the pond. I like it. I like it. Shout out to Chris Sala. He says, drill, baby, drill. There's Justin McKelvey. Says, sports money is money. Let me tell you, holiday season's upon us. I'm trying to craft up a couple of some gear, some merch. It ain't easy getting sports money is money printed on anything. I got some ideas though, so we'll see what happens. Holiday season's here, you know? Shout out to SK in the house. Let's go. Says, yeah, buddy. Appreciate you guys, man. Bo Jackson's here. Says, how about them Warriors, man? How about them Warriors? What'd they win by 3? And I had 2.5. Oh. Tom McIntyre's in the house. Mutherin over 18.5. I believe that's points. Seems like that would be points. That would be a lofty ass rebound or assist number. So I'm going to say that's points. Bo Jackson says, I was able to snag a Klay Thompson. Man, Klay Thompson, you know, I was thinking as I was watching that, because I know a couple of you guys talked about Klay. Why wasn't it Klay to get the first basket? He should have gotten the first basket. He was like plus 750 to get the first basket. Man. Shout out to Subhuman Gaucho. AOD in the house. It's time to get high as fuck and crush the books. Nunya. Got a little Ovechkin anytime goal scorer. Eichel from you and Latek. That's right. I appreciate you saying that, Nunya, because that's exactly what these are used for. Yeah, we'll parlay them together, but, you know, just bear in mind when you see those props out there, like look at yesterday with the 3 of 4 on the NBA. Now, I'm not going to say there's not a fair amount of luck that goes into cashing a first prop opportunity out there, but, you know, when we're breaking these things down, I'll tell you exactly what I've got in terms of areas to break these things down for. Percentages, opportunities, power plays, special teams, win probabilities. Let's see, what else do we have in there to break these things down? Hit rate, team jump ball percentages. I mean, you name it. There's a series of just data, information poured in there. So go in there, cherry pick, make your own. Take the information you're presented between the morning steam, the community tab, and what you guys see here. Get creative. Just keep that in mind, especially as we get later. If there's still a guy out there to score a goal, and you know the 10 o'clock window's coming up, and you're trying to do something cute or have a little fun. Maybe you had a great night, and you're just trying to kick back, relax, and just have a little fun with it. Take a peek. Take a peek. Those are all the highest graded guys, highest graded opportunities across the books that I utilize. So shout out to you, Nanya. Good luck tonight in your action. Bo Jackson says, the Maple Leafs fucked me last night. They should bounce back against the Atlantic Division at home against the Bruins on January 4th. January 4th. December 4th? Man, I don't know. Where the hell's the time go, you know? When I start talking on Tuesday about Friday, I get to Thursday and I'm like, man, this week's already over. It's all messed up. Shout out to Redbeard. Gifting socks. And he's gifting the Magic -1 and the Knicks -7.5 at a parlay at plus 265. None of you like Southern Indiana at plus 4.5. I like that spot a lot. I like that spot a damn lot. A lot, Nanya. I like it so much that I used a boost on it. You know how they gave DraftKings had a boost out there tonight for it. So I dropped it. It's still a little early to get real wide with college basketball, but there's a couple chosen spots that I hammered on. Gaming Waring's in the house. Says, thanks for your time, and I appreciate the analysis and content. Let's get this money. Good luck, everybody. He's blessing our action with positivity. Good vibes from Damon Waring. Appreciate you, my dude. Here's the Sup Club taking to the ice tonight. Trading in the cleats, going to the skates. He's got the Red Wings money line. First period over 1.5. Full game over 6.5. He's got the Canes team total over 3.5. First period over 1.5. Full game over 6. He's got the Ducks money line. He's got the Leafs Capitals first period over 1.5. I feel like I'm looking at fucking Joe T's cards up. Not an under in the bunch. All right. I can get down. We're going to talk about one of those spots. That's for sure. We'll talk about 2 of those spots. Up. My God. Going to see you in just a little bit. Get the White Russians ready, my friend. Shout out to Wine Time Sports in the house. The Futon Bets. Likes Brandon Ingram over 5.5 assists. Let's get this cash, buddy. Let's do it. Old E's in the house. There's my guy. Appreciate Old E rocking with us here. AOD. Bunch of scumbag goats here. Appreciate it. I don't know. I used to be an offensive term. We embrace it. Nunya likes Kent State team total over 7.5. Is Nunya business play of the day? I like the Nunya business play of the day. I like it. Kent State team total over 7.5. All right. There's Nasty Nate. Nasty Nate, I was thinking about you today when I was looking at the NBA card because this does look like a full-out bounce back, smash him right in the fucking throat spot is what it looked like to me. So good luck to you, Nasty Nate. Yep, there, Joe T. I figured. I got you, Joe T. I figured that's the one you were on. Nate in Philly. I think that says Commanders. I could translate some made in Philly language. I'm assuming I shouldn't assume. You know what happens when you assume? AOD's not assuming whether or not it's a Celtics second quarter smash spot or not. Redbeard says Washington blows them out. Well, now I'm confused. Are we talking about the Capitals, the Commanders? There's no way the Commanders are blowing out the Eagles. There's a sneak ahead look for you guys. Nope, no chance. Not a fucking chance. Sent to Oldie says at Wine Time Sports. What's up, sir? Wine Time has been cracking away at the books with his college football action. Lexicon says time for another one. Let's go, man. TransCanada says let's get a shout out for my beloved Winnipeg Jets. Yeah, they got a big game tomorrow. Against Tampa Bay. I looked ahead. I saw your tweet. I figured it was a look ahead spot, TransCanada. We will not mention yesterday. Redbeard says, yeah, Philly fans. Yeah, listen, we're going to fire up. It's going to be a good time. AOD says, tonight we fuck the bookies, no lube woodshed. I like it. Sounds painful. Stop Geo is in the house. There's Keith. Googly-eyed UFC ring girl says, hey, pimp, I was betting the ponies, hit a few tries and had some, hey, man, twisted tees. Let's go. Appreciate you, dude. Appreciate googly-eyed UFC ring girl. Nunya. Let's go, man. Let's get after it. It's going to be a lot of fun. What? Now googly-eyed UFC ring girls feeling flirty. The feeling flirty play of the day. Is that coming? Shout out to Joe T gifting a sports money membership, blessing our action, getting us moving in the right direction. And there's Josh Lauer in the house. He's at the Suns money line. And Josh, in the Ramon Scott Morning Steam Consensus Parlay of the Day play. I don't know if that's the full name. I don't know if that's the official name, but I love it. And I saw Josh got the winning of the drawing tonight, so we'll wish him luck. I think it was 6 legs. 6 legs should have a nice payout today. Joe T's asking Sub if he looked at the community tab. You guys are fun. Going to be good times here. KB's in the house. Under 225.5 teaser. Under Minnesota Portland teams just played. Benches scored 90 last night. Equals under tonight. Maiden Philly says, you got that right, Mike. Nunny's been listening to Cappers and podcasts to get through. Dana Delps here. Got a Louisiana team total under 54. Yeah, dude, that's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm looking at. I'm going to try to sneak something in there. I'm trying. We'll see. We'll see if I can make it work. I thought they were some pretty cool graphics. Fonts and stuff like that. I don't know. You know, you guys have so many great sayings. I got to write them all down and bottle them up and try to figure out how we can merchandise those things. Because why the hell not? I'll rock the shit out of them. I'll rock the absolute shit out of a sports money hoodie. Are you kidding me? Get one in every color of the fucking rainbow if I have to. Let's go. Shout out to Stop Geoengineering, locking in Derek White over 3.5 3-pointers at plus 135. Okay. KV says usually teams good off of shutout loss. But Washington -1, Strome or McMichael point. Ovechkin anytime goal. I agree. I don't buy into the first period over philosophy as much as I believe that the team is the play when they're coming off the shutout. But you're right. This one's a little different. Let's go. ZC33. Oh, man. Shout out to you, ZC. Missed the 7 p.m. game, so his goal scorer and NBA first basket both hit. Dude, now that's a payday. Let's go. Damn, that's great, man. That's great news. I'd love to know what that paid out. Dana Delp likes Illinois minus 24. Yeah, Googly Eye says there's a lot of action. Got some great numbers. They're tricky numbers tonight. NJ Strecker says that's gonna be primary uno. Number one is gonna be that. I gotta cool. I don't want to ruin the surprise. I'm trying to figure it out, and then we'll gift a shitload of them away too. Why the hell not? You guys know how we do it. We win money. We love to give back to you guys. So let's go. Dan Kelly likes the Sixers team total under. Man, Dan, I can't make heads or tails of the Sixers team. So what now? Paul George is out, right? I think it was Paul George. And then on top of Paul George being out, Joel Embiid's going to play. Even though Joel Embiid doesn't want to play in second leg of back-to-back, I don't know what's going on out there. I don't know. Bo Jackson says Bo Jackson, Toronto aficionado, up in the 6, giving you some Nick Nurse info. Has a record of 0-2 on Wednesdays with the Sixers against the Central Division at home. And we know Nick Nurse was coaching up there in Jurassic Park, if you will. Damn, look at this. It was 47-1, dude. I love hearing that. I'm hoping you were betting responsibly. But ain't that a lot of fun, man? Ain't that a lot of fun? I singled Devin Booker. I think it was like 5.5-1. And I used my free no sweat bet from DraftKings on him too. So I clocked him. It was good. It felt great. Nasty Nate says, need a Celtics smash. That would be part of the Nasty Nate collection. We'll have affiliate collections. We'll have the Nasty Nate collection in there. I'm working on it, man. I'm trying to get it. Obviously I was doing something wrong. That's all I can say. Look at this. It says, yeah, $10 won 470. That's what I'm talking about, dude. Congratulations, brother. Thank you for sharing that. That makes me happy. I know a bunch of you guys near missed with me, which doesn't make me happy, but I'm glad a couple of you guys were able to get some cash. That's awesome, dude. That's what it's all about. Just a little scratch off money for the convenience store, and then you go bang them over the head. All right, let's go. I saw the Skunt Blaster play of the day. My guy, he's on the road with his son, headed to Minnesota. Shout out to you and your son. He's going to Minnesota, North Texas. Skunt Bag play of the day is on Minnesota, minus 140. All right, let's go. Let's go through this real quick here. Like I said, yesterday wasn't our finest hour, but I will say this: there were some highlights. So the Rangers were not one of them. Damn it, Winnipeg Jets, man, they're just firing. Interesting spot now though, because they've been playing so well. Can you just stay? If you've been riding them, you got to stay with them. If you haven't been riding them, tricky spot to start riding them for sure. And then Florida in the over was just abysmal, right? The Boston under 5.5 cash for us, so that was a little highlight there in that Boston St. Louis game. Made a mess of, well, not a total mess. I mean, we missed the teaser in CMU by that last drive they had not scoring. Western Michigan, shit the bed. Bradley was an easy winner for us. Duke was an easy. How about this? Remember when I talked about that game specifically? I don't know if you guys remember. What did I say? Bottom line of the breakdown. You got a team of juniors and seniors against Cooper Flagg and a bunch of freshmen. And in the bright lights at a primetime situation on a neutral court, there's going to be errors. And what happened? The last 11 seconds of that game, Cooper Flagg happened. And he didn't do all that fancy shit you see him doing all over YouTube. No. He was double dribbling. He was bouncing it off his foot, getting the ball stolen from him. He's going to be a phenomenal player, but he got our cash. That's for sure. And what a great spot to get Kentucky to come back there. And I said wrong team favorite. Now, this one was fucking abomination. San Diego under 157.5. I mean, fouls during the fouls. You ever seen that before? Have you ever seen the fouls during the fouls at the end of the game? Even the announcer said they couldn't believe it. The Sixers under 212.5. Check that box. It was tight. I think the 210 was the final score, but it got under there for us. By the way, that trend that we followed on that Sixers game last night is in play, and we have action on it tonight. 50-50 guess as to which game that is. And then Dallas couldn't bring us home. So, all in all. And then, Cade shit the bed. He didn't even get a double-double. DiVincenzo shit the bed. I think he had one 3-pointer made. So, We live to fight another day. It's time to get the boxing gloves on and take the bookies to the ring. So let's do just that. Let's pop off here with Toronto, the Maple Leaf. I was going to say the Blue Jays, Bo Jackson. I don't know why I got Bo Jackson and the Blue Jays on my mind here. Maybe it's because of some of the off-season rumors. Boy, it'd be awesome if they picked up Juan Soto. I don't know if Juan Soto wants to go there, but it looks like he wants to go anywhere else in the AL East except for the Yankees. So interesting spot there, but let's go. Let's get to work. It's time. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button as we push the boat off the dock and we take it to deep water. We're going to go Toronto and the Capitals game, number 1, 7:30 p.m. start. Lots of action coming in on this Capitals team. And interesting enough, we have a lower total than expected. 6.5s have dropped to 6s. Very important note as we look for some trends in this game itself. And we know Austin Matthews, challenging as it is, this young buck dealing with some injury issues. He is still day-to-day. I have not seen him, as mentioned, being in. But the other ones, Yarncroc and Pacioretty, kind of some issues out there for this Toronto Maple Leafs team. TJ Oshie is going to be out for the season. At least I got the official tag on him as he is out for the Capitals. Many may not know, but I think TJ Oshie is my favorite NHL player. I'm pretty sure. Although Mishkov might be close now. And I'm biased because obviously the Philadelphia factor in here. But Joseph Woll, unconfirmed, but should be the starter. He was the first guy off the ice today. They always talk about the first guy off the ice. 227 goals against average, 90.5% save percentage. And, he's obviously not the go-to guy. But yeah, we've got this Ottawa team last night coming off. They shut him out 3-0. And we had 4 straight home games. So this is the first trip on the road almost the entire month of November. It was November 3rd that they last went on the road against Minnesota, and they took a loss. They came back home. They won 3 in a row. Getting ready for this Capitals team, who's probably, unfortunately, right now the best team in the Eastern Conference. But struggling. They started off firing. Win one, lose one. Win one, lose one. Win one, lose one. That's been the trend they're on right now, but they blasted. We had the Capitals in regulation. That was the easiest of easy money we could have made out there. 8-1 finish in that game. And it was even money. Now, should have been less safe with the puck line, but who the hell knew they were just going to bust them up like that? And they got Logan Thompson. Talk about busting up. This guy's 7-0. Crazy. And I don't know how this has worked out. Maybe somebody can track this better for me in the chat, but when we talk about the 1-2 punch in these goalie rotations, this is the first time all season they're not going 1-2, 1-2. They're going right back to Logan Thompson in goal for the Washington Capitals. He's got a 2.55 goals against average. He's got a 91% save percentage. He's in his prime at 27 years old. And don't look now, but this Capitals team might be a contender. 10-4 on the season. You got Ovechkin, who I can't believe it, but he's going to end up breaking Wayne Gretzky's goal-scoring record. He's going to end up with a 50-pack this year. And despite the TJ Oshie factors out there, the Capitals are firing. Now, I told you, I'm not a big prescriber to that. I get the idea. I get the formula and theory behind the over here, but this is a tricky game. This is playoff battle type of game right now, and I don't think that bodes well for the Toronto Maple Leafs. You're down a key guy. You got to shuffle some lines around. You're obviously feeling the sting without Austin Matthews and coming off that shutout loss at home as a small favorite to the Ottawa Senators. And you're playing a team in the Capitals have a plus 19 goal differential. Can you believe that? Plus 19 outscoring teams. I can't believe it because of the age of this team. That's the piece that surprises me the most. But look, push comes to shove. We need a play. Where's the play going to look at here? It's a bad spot for Toronto. Unrested opponent against a home favorite that's got a 70% or better win percentage on a 6. Remember I said pay attention to that 6. With a line at 6, the unrested opponent against a home favorite that's beating everybody up is 15-4 if you fade that unrested opponent. That is fading Toronto. That is a 15-4 spot for the Washington Capitals. You got some other bigger trends as well. Unrested opponent against a favorite that's up to a -200, so not a huge favorite, not one of those -300 jobbers that took less than 15 penalty minutes the previous game. Showed some discipline. That discipline versus the unrested opponent is 332 and 130. Huge advantage out there for these guys. And we got another one for you. Last but not least, this one dovetails 2 spots. Small home favorites off a win. The total 6 or higher. There's that 6 again. With a line that's less than a -150 or 18-9. I referenced that one. I'm already in on Capitals. Already in. I think it's a good price point. I think it's a fair price point for us to hammer away on this Capitals team. But I referenced that because that also applies to the Colorado Avalanche tonight. So for anybody that's looking to get creative or trying to find some extra plays, keep an eye on this trend. The Capitals come out there and prevail as I expect. Kings and Avalanche would make the Avalanche a play-on opportunity in this game out there. And the Avalanche, while we're here talking about the Avalanche, are kind of dealing with some animosity or turmoil of their own. We know that they had 9 straight overs at home. Then they caught the under, so they're now 9-1 in their last 10 at home to the over, expecting goals. But the Kings aren't really an over team, especially when they're sitting on a 6. They're running at 95% catch rate to the under. So that's a tricky spot for me. I will say this, though. We talked about the players coming back from injury for the Colorado Avalanche last week. Kind of the beginning of the curve against the Winnipeg Jets on the road. We still faded them. They've come back. They're 3-1 in their last 4 as well. So potential play on. It's a lean at this point at best, but a play on potentially for action in that Colorado Avalanche game. We snuck that one in. I got to pick up the old pace here, boys and girls. Detroit and the Penguins will be the second game that we talk about for the NHL card. Shout out to Timmy Tushu. Shout out to Tarek B. Shout out to Steve Fairbaugh. Appreciate you guys, man. KV says Toronto 8-2 versus the Caps. Caps get them tonight, she says. And Bo Jackson. You guys have some great info, man. Maple Leafs are 0-1 on Wednesdays on the road. Capitals are 2-0 on Wednesdays at home. There we go. Googly-eyed UFC ring girl only wants to cuddle and cash bets. I will do at least one. Nanya Business Leans. St. Bonnie's. I like to have St. Bonnie's play tonight. Florida Golf Course Ghost is a team that I think can give them some fits, though, in terms of the matchup, but I'm not against it. Bucknell, Harvard, Jacksonville State, all money lines. Big game hunting is our guy, Nanya. Dan Kelly says maybe not if Mobley is out because of the illness. They need him. I believe that's a Cavaliers spot, if I'm not mistaken. Chris Sella, Ovechkin and Capitals. Ovechkin gold, Capitals plus 130. I was thinking about those. We're getting there. This time of year is where we start packaging in beefy favorites with goal scoring props or point production props and make that cash. Let's go. All right. Let's move quicker here. Let's move faster here. Let's get this thing going here. Next game for you guys, the Red Wings and the Penguins. It's Talbot. It's Nedeljkovic. Talbot coming in 4-2-1 for the Detroit Red Wings. We talked about it earlier. The pedigree or the makeup of this goaltending net process is Leon and Talbot, and they dropped Husso because they got a healthy Talbot back, and healthy he is. 4-2-1, 279 goals against average, and a 92.6% save percentage. Also, he's hot. He's allowed 2 or fewer goals in 3 straight. That's how you get yourself down, around a 2.4 goals against average in his last 8 games overall. Unbelievable. And then you got the Penguins rolling in off of I guess the bigger factor. I don't know. I talked about the Penguins being an old team. Advantage Detroit coming off the shutout. Now back-to-back losses at Detroit at Toronto and then the Rangers. That wasn't an easy schedule. The Penguins got busted up against Dallas in their own barn. They're just 1-3 in their last 4. Nedeljkovic's got a 3.25 goals against average, 88.2%. If the beach ball is slightly deflated, he can stop it. But if it's a fully inflated beach ball, he has been struggling. And then some. He's allowed 4 goals on 32 shots in his last game. He came in backup. And this is important because he was supposed to be sitting. He has to come in because of the poor performance out there. And then he gets busted up. So I'm not entirely confident in what you can believe in his headspace right now. It's a tricky spot, it's a real tricky spot. And, I was looking at this one here, and really this just kind of comes down to an opportunity to get the dog at a nice price. As long as they're not a huge dog at the plus 155 mark or greater, coming off a home shutout loss, there's an advantage. There's about a 24% ROI out there. It's 72 and 60 overall in those spots. The shutout meets the bounce back theory. And we grab ourselves the Detroit Red Wings at plus 120. I kind of want to take the over. We talked about Detroit. They're one of the fewest goal scoring teams in the league out there. And I don't want to have to depend. The problem with having, for me, in the over in this game is then I got to depend on the Penguins to score. 2 of their last 3 games, they scored 1 goal each. So, and I don't want to depend on the Penguins to score because then I'm kind of counteracting my thought process of the Red Wings coming out there winning the game. Now, they came off of those. This is a step down in competition, no doubt. The Rangers in Toronto. They did win against the Blackhawks and the Sabres, and I put the Penguins in that realm. Penguins are in that realm of, they play a good team like Winnipeg. They get busted up. But they can go out there and hold their own. And I think that's a Detroit spot here tonight. Take them on the road. It's a small travel spot, too. It's not a ton of travel for these guys to get into Pittsburgh. Coming off that shutout loss, yeah, they've only scored 1 goal. This got to be an under. And it's got to be a dog opportunity with this value for me in this Detroit spot. So time will tell how that transitions or transpires for us. But all right, googly-eyed ring girl. Let's go. I'm in. I'm in unless you're trolling me. Tarek B. Speaking of the Penguin on HBO is must watch. Tarek B. I fucking agree. I agree. I caught them all. I didn't want to. Our guy, Fanatical Jim, I think, mentioned it to me around the 3rd episode. And it's not at all what you would think, right? I mean, if you're looking at this thing and you're thinking, it's Marvel Comics and it's Batman, and it's not that. It's not. Think of it, Joker was a Marvel Comics deal. But if you saw Joaquin Phoenix in that Joker, there was no Batman in that. It was dark. That's very much what, it's a underworld Gotham City version of The Sopranos is probably the best way to put it. So if you enjoyed The Sopranos, it's excellent. It's an excellent, excellent show. It's a great ad. It's a great ad to the repertoire, Tarek B. Totally agree. Must watch. It is must watch. That's perfect language. You can cuddle up with googly-eyed UFC ring girl and watch yourself a little Penguin. Enjoy the times. All right. We got a little distracted and distracted, but let's go. Pick her up. Picking up pace. We got Vegas and the Anaheim Ducks in this one here. And look, we've heard a lot of the narratives today, right? What does Vegas do on the road? They struggle. We've talked about that for 2 weeks now. They're not a road team. They're a home team. They particularly struggle in Anaheim. I think it's 3 in a row that they've dumped to these guys. What's going on with Vegas? They're not shooting the puck enough. That's going to be a problem at some point. Tonight, however, you got Aiden Hill going in goal. Well, he's unconfirmed. Both these guys are still unconfirmed. Let me refresh. He's got a 3.4 goals against average and an 87.5% save percentage. They got Lucas Dostal going on the other side. This is an interesting battle because you got Vegas, who's not shooting enough. You got Jack Eichel, who's finding a way to score despite not shooting enough. And then you got a team in Anaheim that leaves their goalies out to dry. They're not playing defense. It's a young team, inexperienced, trying to put all the pieces together. They're still very much deep into a rebuild. And Dostal comes in at 4-5-2. So he's catching the lion's share of the traffic. 4-5-2, but he's sporting a 2.72 goals against average and a 92.2% save percentage. It's hard to make anything of that. It's a shit team with a goalie that's out there stopping a lot of pucks. And flip side, again, you got a Vegas team not shooting the puck, finding a way to get lucky out there. Not a he's due type of philosophy or believer, but I know this. I know if you're playing a team that was a dog their last game, and it's the first 17 games of the season, the under flies. I don't know why. 495 and 608 to the under over an 1,100 game sample. You got over a 10% advantage strictly to the under. And that's how I had to approach this game. You can catch a 6.5 and you can catch it at even money. So we got a goaltender, and this just to me, should Vegas win this game? Probably. You know they can't win in Anaheim, so are they going to go out there? You're going to lay a minus 230? No. I just got fucked last night on the Calgary Flames, so I'm not into taking a shit team at a plus 190 price tag. And I certainly don't want to take the plus 1.5 and lay a minus 130. That seems to me to be a losing number. So what do? Think the matchup here. Dostal stopping pucks. Vegas not shooting pucks. Take the under 6.5, and it's even money. So why the hell not? That's how we're going to capitalize in the NHL. Whoo, we got Maction in play here. Shout out to Razor Sharp Pets in the house. What's he got? Oh, I see what he's saying out there. I see what he's saying out there. He says, why even break this game down? We all know what the bet is here. I don't know about that. We'll see. It should be a first period over, but we'll see exactly what happens here. All right, let me pick her up. We got to get moving. We got our boy ready to go. I got to get this thing going here. Let's talk some Maction real quick for you guys. 2 games in Maction. Won't take us a ton of time, and we'll keep her moving. So we get into Maction. We got 3 games slated across this chilly Great Lakes region, and it is under weather. All right. Penn State, Miami of Ohio. This line opened up at 30.5. It's now 31. You got 49% of the bet, 63% of the cash on Miami of Ohio. The line has moved a half a point. And then you look at the total, it's gone from 46.5 to 47.5. 86% of the bets and 82% of the cash are on the over. And there's big money just now that has come in on this under. It went from 82% of the bets on the over, cash rather, 59%. Big money slamming this under at the 47.5 high water mark. Overall, these two teams, performance-wise, Kent State's terrible. 0-9 on the season. Their team totals at 7.5. I saw the Nunya business spot out there with the 7.5. Miami of Ohio comes off of a win against Ball State, 27-21 on the road. They're back home. It'll be their 3rd home game in 4 games. And flip side, we've kind of got that intersecting spot where Kent State's going to have their 3rd road game in 4 days out there. For me, this one just came down to it's chilly. You got a team in Kent State that can't score. And you got a team they just got busted up 41-0. They got shut out. We laughed because we talked about their team total under in that Kent State spot. But midweek action favorites with 6 to 10 days rest are just a commanding 104-65 over 170 game sample. That does boast well for both the Miami, Ohio spots and the Northern Illinois spots. Not a lot to belabor in this one. Kent State stinks. They got just 114 yards last game. Terrible. 8 of 12 possessions that they had that last game ended in 3 and out or an interception as well. Not a lot of confidence to go out there and back this Kent State side of the house, but I'll tell you what I looked at for this one. Jump on the first half under 22.5. I kind of like the full game under 47.5 too, especially now that we're seeing that late buy-in on it. But, Kent State does want to try to run the ball. They can do that early. Miami of Ohio should be running the ball as well. I think we start off with a lower scoring game. It's chilly. It's cold. 22.5. Just stay under 3 touchdowns for us to get that cash. I'm going to accelerate here because I don't want to keep our guy waiting that much longer. So let's, whoops. All right. 1 minute 40 seconds. 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 The next game on the deck here, we've got Akron and Northern Illinois. You'll see it there. Teased it up. This line opened at 18.5. It's dropped to 14.5. Now there's 14s. 58% of the bets, 68% of the cash are on Akron. The total's gone from 46.5 down to 43.5. Reverse line movement. 86% of the bets and 58% of the cash are on the under. And I went to the almighty teaser in this one. Akron's sitting on a 12-0 to the under spot when they're a dog. And the last game did go over the total by 15 or more points. So that's the overcorrection factor in the world of Las Vegas and sports making, gambling and bookmaking out there. I don't expect any challenges whatsoever from Akron to be able to contain this team. Albeit they're 2-7. If you don't know the MAC, pay attention to Northern Illinois. This is where they start to grind. They beat teams down because of the way they control the clock. They run the ball. And they keep teams off the field. They end up making MAC championships. They end up beating teams like the University of Buffalo in the MAC championship when that was a year they should have been bowl eligible. So, or not bowl eligible, but potential conference opportunities. So I just took it together. Give me the Northern Illinois spot. I want to bring this number down. I want to fade Akron. I want to take advantage of that under spot. I teased it back up to 49.5. And okay. We got, let's go quick. Give you guys these looks here, and we can bring our guy in. NBA action for you guys in the hardwood here. Pacers and the Magic. Big money coming in just now on the Magic. 56% of the bets and 53% of the cash, however, on the Pacers all day long. Total's gone from 226.5 down to 224.5. And that's worth noting. Why is it worth noting? Because the Pacers have started to find their groove as an over team. But they're catching overs at 232s, 229.5s, 236s. Flip side of things, the Magic, very much an under team. Also playing on the second leg of a back-to-back. Pacers, 15-0 to the under when they're a road favorite of less than 14 points and a total of less than 247. And the average margin of the under is 18.2. So we find 226 or so to be the cutoff point where we want to get involved in an over on the Pacers. This is strongly suggesting the under. And then you've got the Magic. Perfect 10-0 to the under at home when they're not a double-digit favorite coming off a game of less than 17 turnovers. They've got themselves a healthy margin of 10 points per game in that spot. So I told you, onset of the show, my overall feeling was this could very well be a big under day. We're going to pop this under. We're going to get one more, and we're going to get our guy in here. Talk some college hoops. Talk some Mike Tyson. Punch out. Can't wait to go into that. And then I promised you guys, last but not least, the trend that we cashed yesterday is now 32-1. Easy cash yet. Never in doubt with the Sixers. Actually, the line never really went over that 212.5. And we're back to it. You can write it down, or you can just trust in your boy here to be able to give it to you on a regular. Teams coming off a road loss as a favorite in a game that went over the total and shot the lights out. 50.6% or higher are now 32-1 to the under. Do they shoot the lights out again is the question. And that's just the overreaction spot. That's exactly what that trend tells us. They shot the lights out. It went over the number. Everyone's overreacting to the mark. And then look at this total, 219.5. This line opened up at 7.5. It's moved to 10.5 now for the Trailblazers. It's a revenge spot. They obviously just played yesterday. 217.5 have moved to 219.5. So we've got 2 points in our back pocket from where they opened this lineup originally. The average line in that trend of 32-1 to the under is 220. So we're right there. And we were super low yesterday with that Knicks game. But I'm going to bring our guy on here. He's been patient. He's backstage. He's ready to go. My goodness. Hopefully he doesn't yell at me. You heard the debut, the outro. Maybe it's the first outro. I'm not sure. We'll ask him when he comes on here, but please welcome my guy from LA to the Bay all day, baby. It's JPZ.
Mike Money, what's happening?
What up, JPZ? How are you, my dude?
What up, motherfuckers? Yeah, I'm chilling.
All right, brother. I appreciate you coming in, rocking with us tonight. I sorry to keep you waiting.
I almost forgot. I just barely hopped on, man. I'm gonna try to get my bets in, so perfect timing.
Well, let's go. I know you've got a couple of spots that you wanted to share with us. And the chat, I'm sure, is eager and excited to hear you. The great outro. We debuted it last night. We'll get it back in play today, my friend. But welcome to Pregaming. I know you're no stranger to the streets of sports money here with the summer content that you were putting together for us in baseball. But I'm excited to get you on screen, share a little screen time.
Don't forget women's tennis.
How could I forget? How could I forget? And how about Euroball? Now we lost our Euroball. Boy, I lost that spot today. I took a live bet on it, but not going to help us when I gave you a +2.5. So France, Paris came through and beat me up. Easy.
Oh, I didn't even see a bet you had on that because I was on Paris, so I cashed today. I was on Paris. Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for talking me off. Thanks for talking me off.
I didn't see the message, man. I was busy all day. Yeah. Paris cash for me today.
Well, let's go. Let's talk some college hoops. I've got 2 games in the works for the card tonight, so hopefully we're not on flip sides here. But listen, the floor is yours. Talk to us. What do you want to get the people involved with here? What are your thoughts on the card? Anything that jumps out at you that you want to make sure that we talk through?
Oh, the one game that jumped out me today was Long Beach State, man. Getting 16 points, California game. Come on, man. That's disrespectful to Long Beach State, man. I'm not saying they're going to win the game outright, but 16 points for the Beaches, give it to me, man. I took those 16 points. I was kind of looking at the line, and it's kind of stayed at 16 all day. I just looked at it. It's at 15.5 now, so not much movement, but I jumped all over Long Beach State today, man.
Yeah, you got 84% of the bets and 87% of the cash coming in on Long Beach as well. So back in this dog, not believing, it seems like the general public consensus is in what they're seeing from San Francisco. San Francisco kind of formerly known as a defensive team, kind of playing out there, playing the likes of the Zags and, St. Mary's. But look, they came off a big game the other day, 84-73. Their defense has been vulnerable, 73 points, 78 points, 73 points, 89 points out there. I mean, they're suspect defense right now here. General perception, too many points. And look at Long Beach. All they do is seem to want to cover the spread.
I watched that San Francisco game when they played Cal Poly, man, and they looked bad. I think I texted you too, and I was like, either Cal Poly is just unexpected team that we didn't know that they were going to be this year, or San Francisco was just bad. And I said my thoughts are just San Francisco is just bad, man. There's no way in hell I'm going to watch this game tonight, man. And if they prove me wrong, they prove me wrong. But I would not lay 16 points with this team. I don't give a fuck. They could be playing my high school basketball team, man. Like I didn't see anything in the game that I saw that deserves laying 16 points with the Dons. And the Dons is a team that I usually back during the season, but they look bad. Could have been just first game of the season, man. But at home, getting fucking pimp slapped by Cal Poly, come on, man. And you're gonna give me 16 points with Long Beach? Come on, man. It's a California thing too, man. We're not gonna get beat by San Francisco by 16 points. I could be wrong. That's what I jumped on this morning, though, man.
I like it. I like the look. I like the action. Pimping ain't a hobby. That's for sure. It's a J-O-B. And maybe we see a little job action here and San Francisco takes the big L outright. That would be a fun little spot out there. Wouldn't surprise me to see. They're kind of one of those teams where they're like the top of the middle, if that makes sense. And then by the time the season's over, they're fighting in the end and they find a way to advance. Maybe they're one of those 3 teams between St. Mary's, Gonzaga, and what have you. Now, I jumped in on an action here at 7 p.m. coming up right around the corner with Richmond and Charlotte. Mm-hmm. I want to go back, a little A-10 battle here for me with the Richmond Itsy Bitsy Spiders.
Yeah.
And wrong team's favorite. Bottom line.
Charlotte's favorite. Yeah.
Yeah. And I just think this is a great bounce back spot for this Richmond team. There's 2 things that are going on when I was looking at these games here. Well, I guess the first one I found was, how about this? The last 8 times Richmond's gone to Charlotte, they're 6-2. Outright. They're beating those bitches up. And they're coming off that loss. So I love to find those try to buy low, sell high situations out there. And I think we're going to see points. You know what we've seen with Chris Mooney and the way that the offense runs under that head coach for Richmond is they like to keep pace. That pace can certainly be problematic. Charlotte can play offense. There's no question about it, but their defense is where they're going to start to see that separation. That's why I said the wrong team's favored here. I wouldn't be surprised to see Richmond goes into halftime and they're down like 1 or 2 points. And then by the time the game's over, they win by 8.
You know what? Yeah, definitely, man. I would say one of the things I really don't like doing, shout out to my man Tease, because Tease was like the college basketball first half guy, and every time he gave you bets, it was always on the first half. And
yeah, I remember.
I just, man, you know how many times that I would bet on the first half and the team that I bet on, they'll lose the first half, come back and win. And I've really looked at I've really looked at how these college games play, man, and I refuse to bet the favorite in the first half, because time and time again, even if the better team, the team that's supposed to win, sometimes they go to sleep in the first half, man. And it's almost to the point where if I have the full game and the team that I have is down in the first half, I don't even sweat it, man, because I'm like, all right, well, they're going to come back in the second half. It happens more times than not. So flip side of that, if I am going to take a dog, I'm going to take them in the first half.
It's an interesting look. That's an interesting look. I can get down with that. Expecting, especially when you see some of these wide numbers, like look at last night with the Oregon game, right? Everybody had Oregon dead to rights. They were going to beat the brakes off them, and they were down. What were they down? Double digits at halftime, and it was the lead was so much though that they couldn't catch back up and finish them off. So very good. I think that's an interesting look. I'm going to have to keep an eye on that. I'm going to have to look for the first half.
Watch these dogs, and also watch these favorites, man. Because look, a lot of the times, and I even talked to Dabby Cab about this before too, man. Like, because I do a lot of these 2-leg parlays and stuff when it comes to college, because there's so many games, and you get some favorites that are like minus 1,100 or something like that. And he was like, well, just take it in the first half. That's going to cut that price in half. But man, that's not always the best thing to do on these favorites, because like I'm saying, a lot of times the favorites, especially those high spread favorites, man, you try to save a few bucks trying to take them in the first half instead of the full game, and they'll sleep on you in the first half. It's happened to me too many times, man. So favorites, full game. Dogs, if you like them, first half. That's just my opinion. Yeah,
I think that's an interesting look and a way to approach the game. Sometimes they bust them up. I find when it's I guess it's not, there's no definitive number out there. Like there's bad teams like Portland, but then they take on an Oregon team. They're getting almost 30 points and they're like beating the snot out of them the entire game. That team just never came back and woke up. And then to your point about that, dog, it almost feels like maybe they just kind of say, all right, fuck this game. We'll get the next one. And they just try to kind of save some of their energy. I've got one more to get involved with here in college hoops, and then bring us home. We've got a little action. Got a little North Texas go round here in this game here, playing Minnesota. I know Skunt Blaster involved in this game, and it sounded like they're going to this game live. We've got 65% of the bets and 87% of the cash on North Texas. The lines come from 3.5s down to 2.5s. Starting to see some 2s. Interesting spot, though.
I see 1.5 right now at Bet Online.
Creeping.
1.5s.
Creeping. Here's the thing. Sickness, injury, illness running rampant through Minnesota's locker room right now. Then you look at the other side and you see North Texas. They're dominating. They just dominated Evansville. They kicked the shit out of them. Literally came through. This ain't North Texas like college football. 80-63, they're laying 13.5, so they do cover that spread. Then they get a little tune-up game out there, and they bust them up 80-38. So, like, they're making adjustments. They're tinkering things around. Then on the flip side of things, Minnesota, big favorite, but not meeting Vegas expectations. Laying 20.5. They barely win that game 68-64, and that was just 3 days ago. So that's where the sickness factor comes into play for me here. It's going to be too much, I believe, to overcome. The defense that North Texas runs reminds me a little bit of like a Virginia style, where they do want to control the pace. They do want to keep things slow. And, I think that's going to be a little too much here. Minnesota, Big Ten country. Them boys are big. Going to look like boys versus men out there, but I don't think you want to fall under the hype of saying, well, they're just so much bigger. Pick and roll offense. College basketball 101. That's North Texas. And I'm going to take the 2.5 points. If you can only get 1.5 now, I think that's fine too. I still think the wrong team's favored. Feel comfortable here. Pick'ems, depending on the number you can get on the money line. Again, I think wrong team. I want the 2.5 in my back pocket, but I see 124s, 125s out there even. I wouldn't be, if you wanted to stretch that and get that into a parlay, that might be another one of those spots too, first half full game situation. But I almost kind of lean to the full game more than the first half, just because when you've got a team that's dealing with injury and illness, they get tired. They get tired in that second half, and that's where you start to exploit that weakness and find that gap opens up and widens up. So I thought that was a little angle to take advantage of, Peasy.
Get it, man. Get that money.
How about you? Anything else in the college arena you want to talk about?
You know what? There's some 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock games. I'm gonna keep skimming through this card to see if anything else jumps out at me. It's 4:37 before the hockey games start off, so I'm probably scrambling to try to get some more action in, but nothing else for me as of yet.
How about breaking news? Is there any breaking news in the Mike Tyson fight? Is there anything that you can shift our way to talk a little bit about this extravaganza?
Yeah, you know what? I look at this as just pure theatrics. I look at these commercials and I don't take it seriously. Like every time it comes on, I'm always like, oh, that's not a fight. I see people leaving little comments in the chat about like, could Tyson win? And like, giving stats about age and all this crap. To me, it's theater, man. It's not even a real boxing match, man. Jake Paul's not even a real boxer. He doesn't even fight real boxers. And that's been my whole mindset since I've even heard about this damn fight. But I'll tell you what, you could take this as you will, because I was talking to a good friend of mine today, and the good friend of mine today happens to be good friends with the Tyson family. Like real talk, he's good friends with Mike Tyson's daughter. I don't know how many daughters he has, but he's got a daughter named I think her name is Michael or something like that. Mikey. He's got a daughter named Mikey. He's good friends with Mikey. And I talked to him about some other shit today, and I threw that little comment out there about, hey, yeah, you going to watch that Tyson bullshit or something like that? He was telling me that the Tyson family is concerned about this fight. Now, this is not like theatrics that's thrown out there for fucking hype and shit. This is a personal conversation between two people that know each other. And from what he was telling me, his daughter is really concerned about this, like extremely concerned about what's going to happen in this fight. Now, take that, it's not like dropping fucking backstage info or nothing like that, but coming from a person that thinks this is all theatrics and hearing from somebody who's close to the family that says the family is very concerned about what's going to happen to this fight, that just leads me to, and from coming from there, they're taking this fight seriously. So take that. I'm not betting this goddamn fight. I know people in the chat have been making comments about this goddamn fight and shit. Like they think it's serious. I think it's a joke. But talking to my friend, the family says that they're taking this fight seriously. So take that as you will.
It's hard to believe it's not a fuck. Yeah. Look, Dan Kelly says it. 14-ounce gloves equal hard to get hurt. No doubt about it. Fewer rounds as well. Yeah. Look, it's a $60 million take. $40 million going on its way to Jake Paul. It's $20 million going on its way to Mike Tyson. And probably the way, now I'll say this. The line is getting steamed to the Tyson side. So the public is starting to believe that Mike Tyson can go out there and handle this guy. I don't feel like this is a draw. They're not, you know what? It reminds me of, remember the Rocky movie with Mason the Dixon line and Rocky, was it like Balboa? It was Balboa, I think is what it was called there. The new one they came out with before they moved over to the Creed franchise. And there was like this mock video game where Rocky Balboa goes out there and fights Mason the Dixon line, and the public hates Mason the Dixon line. So then they all want to see this fight take place, and it's a charity case, and they end up having a split decision draw, something to that effect. So keep your eyes on it. I think the draw's in play. Robert Franklin likes Tyson at plus 205, but Juggler23 says the fight is a joke. Bet the house on Paul.
That's what I thought too, man. I still think that. I think I watched one of these comeback Tyson fights. I don't even remember watching it. And my girl was telling me, like, yeah, you watched one of those fights. And it was so bad, I probably don't remember it. Did he fight like, Roy Jones Jr. or something like that?
Yeah. Wasn't it? No, it was. Might have been Roy Jones Jr.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, yeah. If it's anything like that, man, come on, that's bullshit. But like I said, man, take it with a grain of salt. But for some reason, I mean, from what he was telling me, like his family, maybe it's just because he's old and they feel like he's going to go out there and like fucking, he's too old to just be running around the ring and he's going to catch a heart attack or something like that. But my friend's a lawyer and shit too, man. They were, I don't know. It's weird that they're concerned if the inside information in the camps is this is all for fun and it's all for money. Like, why would they be that concerned?
Yeah, the pace is going to be fast. Dan Kelly said it, 2-minute rounds, 8 rounds total. It's not the 12-round battles that we're accustomed to with some of this boxing, but it'll be interesting. I think the draw. I think I'm going to get my money on the draw and just hope for a fun evening of the prelim fights that go into it. So. Trans-Canada thinks draw's worth a shot. But JPZ, man, it's great to have you. You look good. You sound great. The camera looks great. Everything's firing away for you. I'm hoping to get you on more often and get you on to join us for a UFC Saturday. Make some money on them Saturdays, brother.
You know what? I made a little bit. I wasn't able to jump on camera with you guys, but I was kind of following a little bit, threw a couple of little parlays in there. I got I did a little 3-team parlay with like the chick. One of the first chicks, and I don't know. I was kind of tapping in with you guys a little bit, but I cashed on Saturday with you guys, man. You guys are cashing all day on Saturday, man. So if you're not tuning in to Mike Money and the Sports Betting Brothers on Saturday, man, you're missing out, man. Even if you don't have time, tap in for like 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there, give a like, whatever. You'll probably still make money. That's that. I did. You know, yeah, do it.
Well, I love you, brother. Thanks for coming in here. Thanks for the jingles, man. The bars are firing. Tell everybody where they can find you. Tell them what you got cooking. I know LA to the Bay is just heating up.
Yeah. You ain't gonna be able to find me, man. Don't call me. I'll call you, man. Look around the corner. I might be there. Probably not, though. But you can catch me right here on Sports Money when I get around to it, man. Shout out to Mike Money.
Respect, man. Appreciate all you guys that came out to hang out today, guys and gals. Good luck with your bets. Get that action in here. We're going to close it out. Only way we know how. We got the JPZ outro. Let's go, man. Appreciate you, JPZ. Shout out to all you guys. Hit that thumbs up button. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Behalf of Sports Money, good luck with your bets. Monday to Friday, 6 p.m. We don't stop. Rain, sleet, or snow.